Hello everyone, and welcome back to Honkai Impact 3rd. So, first and foremost, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, so Alicia is in the expansion supply, but I've been told that, she's farmable? I don't know how, I assume probably from Elysian Realm. So I'm not going to worry too much about her. However, I do have a dorm supply card. So let's go ahead and use that really quick. Alright, cool. Wow, I got a bunch of fragments from that, but it was not enough. It was this one, right? Ooh, I'm really close to being able to evolve her, though. Sweet. Oh yeah, I did also evolve... Where is she? This one, Colin. She's S rank now. I don't think I've used her once since I got her. But yeah. Alright, so... on with the story, I suppose. Actually, before we go on, I want to check out these puppet records. Or these puppet files. For security concerns, I didn't put all of the findings in one file. Now that everything has settled, maybe we should have found the hidden threat long ago. Of course, the 3 code words are easy enough for you to crack, but what worries me is a certain sentence I'm yet to make out. Or is it a prophecy? Or iteration records. User Einstein revise the file. 2.0, 1.9, blah blah blah. Alright, so this is just showing the change log for all of this. Okay. Locked file 1. John Doe, male, 20 years old, reported by Seal Volare. Investigation report. Seal Volare found John Doe's personal belongings at the scene of the Mecha rampage and confirmed his identity as a junior. In his rented apartment, Seal Volare found Appendix 10064-1 with a broken puppet, inside which a Herrscher core with low energy level has been found. According to the transcript of the conversation between Seal Volare and Brenda Gill, the follow-up investigation, John Doe is dead. It is unclear at the moment whether he was involved in the Mecha rampage. The conversation with his parents, guardians, did not indicate that John Doe had any abnormal behavior before his disappearance. The reason for his capture by the Herrscher of Dominance requires further investigation, but some of the clues found by Seal during her investigation appeared to be suspiciously indicative. Appendix, the show ticket featured Silly Jack. Silly Jack loves his pumpkin, he hugs his precious pumpkin, and it bites his head off. Please update the John Doe and Brenda Gill reports in a timely manner. There have been many delays in related matters. Do keep in mind the lessons we've learned from the consequences of late info update on Accident Report 10042. The Archives Department. Alright. 2. Brenda Gill, female, 36 years old, recorded by Shan Qingshu, Porter. Why is stuff crossed out? Investigation report. According to the report provided by Seal Volare, John Doe's landlady showed some abnormalities during their conversation. After the agreed investigation, it has been confirmed that the landlady's name is Brenda Gill and is the owner of a number of properties in Salt Lake City. She has been identified as a victim in the Herrscher of Dominance incident. Her physical entity was found in a private residence. After several interviews, it was found that the subject had not suffered any major setbacks or significant changes in emotional state in recent days, and the reason for the subject falling victim to the Herrscher of Dominance remains unknown. No other abnormalities have been observed since she left the base. Brenda Gill is now confirmed to be missing. Within the last 2 weeks, she was only seen by others once in the course of Seal Volere's investigation. In addition, Seal Volere appears to be hiding some information about her conversation with Brenda Gill, so it is recommended to review her report on John Doe. The information provided by her that John Doe is dead needs to be confirmed. Appendix 100642. Transcript of the conversation with Seal Volere. Xiang Qingzhu. When you were talking, she mentioned you two, no? Was Kiana with you? Huh? No, I think... I don't know. Maybe I remembered it wrong, or she said it wrong. I really was alone at that time. I see. Please do not keep incorrect information in archive material. Alright, so this one had a word in red that said mecha. This one said owner. And this here says something about code words and a sentence. Interesting. Mira Rimmer, female, 61 years old, reported by Seal Volere. This subject is a renowned sculptor and has been identified as a victim in the Hersher of Dominance incident. She was found in her workshop in an abnormally manic state of mind and violently resisted any rescue attempts carried out by the investigators. After the Hersher core was removed, the subject had returned to normal. It is noteworthy that Mira Rimmer tends to turn into a mental state similar to that in which she was first found when referring to the Masters of Monsters and the related cult. Hold on. So... Mecha... Owner... Resisted... Writing things down. There's a puzzle to solve here. Maybe. A notebook with text written in an unknown script was found. There's this, like, blue text, too. I should probably take a note of that, too. Luckily, I happen to have pens in different colors right here. So, hold on. First one, blue text said, parents. And that was it, yeah? Second one said nothing in blue. Alright, third one. A notebook with text written in an unknown script was found in Mira Rimmer's workshop. After several sessions of psychological counseling, she has begun to cooperate with the investigators and interpret the contents. The investigators requested that she interpret it, but as of the time of recording, she had not cooperated. Had not cooperated. During the investigation, it is found that Mira Rimmer's beliefs have been unusually variable. She had practiced many religions in her life, which suggests that her fervor this time might dissipate soon once she finds the next thing to believe in. Appendix 100645, part of Mira Rimmer's interpretation of the text in the notebook. The true form of the universe is a large and luxuriant tree, and countless worlds grow like leaves on its branches. Yep. However, such a process is completely wrong, for it divides the origin into countless wrong paths. Therefore, the Masters of Monsters have the servants to make the leaves fall. Ultimately, all will return to the roots at the will of the Masters of Monsters. In any period of history, a kingdom of deities is always a kingdom of despair. However, the Masters of Monsters made it different. They reveal the genesis of all and guide the devotees to the origin. They give no lies about reality or the afterlife, but only the empowerment of the utterly rational ultimate answer. The Masters of Monsters are not a mystical creation, and they will never play with the unknown to delude the faithful. The spirit of eternal immortality always leads to the origin, the promised land for all souls. there's bolded stuff too. Should I be writing that one down too? Hold up. So, stuff that is bolded but not in a different color or crossed out. There was something here, wasn't there? I could have sworn there was stuff in some of these. Maybe not. Oh, this one said Kiana for the blue text. That's right. Oh, unknown. Okay, hold on. I know this is the high intensity gameplay you're here for. So let's see. This one in bold, uncolored text says unknown. And this one says also unknown. Interesting. Green bird, male, 27 years old, reported by Kiana Kozlana. Investigation report. This subject works for a financial consulting firm and has been identified as a victim in the Hersher of Dominance incident. His physical entity was found in his home, before which he had been impersonated in a case of fraud. This is the first case of the Hersher of Dominance actively harming a victim's social image. It has been confirmed that the Hersher of Dominance tends to take advantage of people's strong negative emotions to corrupt them. Currently, Green Bird is still under observation in the base, and his mental state is not looking good. I can hear them, but how can I believe them? Transcript of the conversation with Green Bird. How are you feeling? Pretty good. I've watched some of my videos, and I have to admit I was in really bad shape back then. Sorry that I made so much trouble for you. I was bouncing around all day and could utter no words but something like wah loo la da. I really don't want to make a fool of myself like that again. By the way, when do I get to leave here? I heard I also got into some messes out there. That's exactly what I'm here for. Before this incident, someone borrowed money from your friends under your name. So you might be facing financial disputes. What? How much money are we talking about? $600,000. But... ooh la loo la la. Don't worry. We'll assist the investigators to solve this problem. In blue. As soon as possible. Mr. Bird. And he's freaking out again. Jerry Barbara, male, 32 years old, reported by Bronya Zaychik. Investigation report. This subject is a veteran stand-up comedian and has been identified as a victim in the Hersher of Dominance incident. His physical entity was found in his home. He has recovered the fastest of all known victims and has now returned home from observation. The follow-up observation has become burdensome. But the cause of his subjection to the Hersher of Dominance hasn't been dealt with. Please assess the necessity of further observation. Of all the victims, only Jerry Barbara retains some of the memories from when he was affected by the puppet, for reasons unknown, which may incur unexpected consequences. In future communication with victims of the Hersher of Dominance incident, always confirm if they retain memories of the incident first. In addition, according to Bronya Zaychik's report, the Hersher of Dominance possesses the ability to take other Hersher's powers, but the mechanics of it remain unknown. Transcript of the conversation between Shan Qingzhu and Jerry Barbara. Yes, it was a very rare experience for me. This has been my perspective since I was young. Experiences are the most important things in life. But you guys wouldn't tell me anything. I have to sign that agreement, right? I can't mention this thing ever in the future, not even if I alter some details? That's correct, Mr. Barbara. The cause of this incident is still under investigation, and everyone who had the same experience as you signed that agreement. Yeah, I understand. I just find it a bit funny. It's amazing that people like you, people with serious professions know the real trick to comedy. Stop that. I'm trying to write, and my cat is batting at the pen in my hand. Stop it! Transcript of the conversation with Jerry Barbara, 2. Hey, I'm surprised to see you here. Quite a lovely place, isn't it? I came for you. Do you remember the real trick to comedy you mentioned earlier? What did you mean? Haha. Do you really need to ask me? I thought you guys already knew it by heart. The trick to comedy is never about skill, but the unknown. The word unknown is being bolded again. Stop it! Oh my god. Troublemaker. After the audience is intrigued by the unknown, the first word you say is the real beginning of comedy. Do you know what I'm saying? Laura Stewart, female, 21 years old, reported by Bronya Zacic. Investigation report. This subject is an intern at a financial consulting firm and has been identified as a victim in the Hersher of Dominance incident. Her physical entity was found in her dormitory. Laura Stewart and Greenbird work for the same company. And know each other. Moreover, they had a brief contact at the base, after which Greenbird's mental state improved greatly, while Laura Stewart's mental state deteriorated again, still controllable though, for unknown reasons. Subject confirmed to have temporarily lost the ability to work. Stop it! Oh my god, she has been so feisty all day. Further observation in the base needed. Transcript of the conversation with Laura Stewart. You still hear that sound lately, no? Can you describe it in detail for me? I don't know how to describe it, but it sounds really unpleasant, and I must have heard it somewhere before. Is it like the sound of two pieces of wood colliding? Yes, exactly like that. But though I don't believe anything that voice told me, sometimes I couldn't help but wonder if the truth is actually really that ugly. Oh my god, there's a lot here. Might make an entire episode just out of reading these. There's 25 total. Jeez. Gray Jim, male, 25 years old, reported by Bronya. This subject is a designer and has been identified as a victim in the Hersher of Dominance incident. His physical entity was found backstage in a theater, and the stage crew claimed to be unaware of this matter. After psychological testing, it is still unclear whether the Hersher of Dominance has affected his mind. No significant changes in his mental state or personality have been observed after the Hersher core was removed. It is recommended that he be further observed, as his personality may have deep-seated problems. That's so. Gray Jim had gone missing in accident number 10092. Gone missing. Stop it. And a brief suicide note was found at his residence. Anti-entropy. So this is the anti-entropy I used to look up to. They don't take my opinions seriously and turn a blind eye to my special conditions. Contents of Grey Jim's suicide note. Everything I could see before then was unknown. Again, that's the 4th time. To live long in this world is the reward I deserve. Helen Rebecca, female, 11 years old, reported by Bronya. This subject is a junior high school student and has been identified as a victim in the Hersher of Dominance incident. Her physical entity was rescued from an unemployed young man's apartment near her place of residence. When Helen Rebecca was first found, she still retained a certain level of sanity. Helen Rebecca has now fully recovered and has been taken home by her parents. No abnormalities have been observed in her ever since. Her mother cried into a dead faint when she first saw her. As the Hersher of Dominance remains active, her mental state needs further attention. In the investigation, no inducements were found that could lead to Helen Rebecca's capture by the Hersher of Dominance, which might suggest that negative emotions are not a requisite for the Hersher of Dominance to corrupt a mentally immature target. This pen is like kind of messed up. Oh boy. Helen Rebecca recovered well in the follow-up psychotherapy. Her parents, it is because of the glitter of justice that shadows emerge, but they don't care. They don't even know. No, I just thanked her. It was transcript of the conversation with Helen Rebecca. Sweetie, where's the girl you've mentioned? What are you talking about? She's right next to me. You must have said that to make me feel better. You're so kind. Normally, people would only notice her, not me. Huh. Lily Pickle, female, 8, crossed out, 63 years old, reported by a seal. This subject has been identified as a victim in the Hersher of Dominance incident. Her physical entity has been recovered, or was recovered by a certain subgroup. This is such an odd collection of words that are being highlighted. A certain subgroup of the Congress and the Corps was sent to the Salt Lake base. Related investigations are ongoing, but with little success at the moment. The identity of Lily Pickle, possibly a pseudonym, seems to be complex and special, as there has always been interference in the investigation from unknown authorities. The report submitted by Zeal Volere contains many illogical details. It is once again recommended that it be reviewed. The identity of Lily Pickle has now been confirmed. It will not be recorded on paper as requested. Hoyce Hagen, male, 42 years old, reported by Fuhua. Investigation report. This subject is a medical professor and has currently been identified as the first victim in the Hersher of Dominance incident. His physical entity was found on the campus where he teaches. According to Fuhua's report, Hoyce Hagen is in debt, which is possibly related to the research topic he is working on. One day he happened to learn in the base that his research project had been casually completed by Dr. Tesla 40 years ago, and has therefore descended into a highly unstable mental state. He is still under observation in the base at the moment. Currently, Hoyce Hagen refuses to leave the base, and has been constantly showing a strong urge to find Dr. Tesla. After he managed to intrude into Dr. Tesla's experiment site, the base had to confine him in a certain area. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read and write at the same time. Hagen broke through his confinement and once again intruded into Dr. Tesla's experiment site. Hagen is recovering well, and the cast on his left leg has been removed. Hagen's mental state has returned to normal. Jian Yun, female, 14 years old. This subject is a junior high school student and has been identified as a victim in the Hersher of Dominance incident. She is a survivor of the Ark City incident, which severely damaged her social relationships. Her physical entity has been in a coma since she was found. Detailed arrangements are still under discussion. We may need to also assess possible psychological damage to ordinary people caused by Valkyrie's actions. By any measure, the deep-seated factors that would result in the victim's submission to the Hersher of Dominance had nothing to do with Honkai. Dominance? No, I didn't mean that. I shouldn't think that way. But that's the truth. Dominance. They're telling the... Dominance. Transcript of the phone call with Jian Zheng. Yes, this is Jian Yun's father. You found her body? No, she's in a coma due to an accident. You may wanna... Oh, sorry, I misheard you. You called the wrong number. But you just said, hello? You still there? To new colleagues, please do not make the same mistakes by wasting your time on problems that cannot be solved. Please give priority to ensuring the accuracy of the archive material. Zhan Qingshu, female, 25 years old. This subject is an employee of Anti-Entropy's Archives Department. Following the Ark City incident, due to excessive absenteeism, she was transferred to the Archive Department from the Tactical Lab. She has been identified to be a victim of Hersher of Dominance and the instigator of the mecha rampage in the base. Due to the Hersher of Dominance incident, Zhang Qingshu was responsible for collating the information of known victims and voluntarily applied to join field investigation. Inferring from the edit history, Zhang Qingshu's mind had been severely affected when she first applied for field investigation. She is known to have worsened Laura Stewart's mental state by conversing and attributed it to Greenbird in the files. The subject's parents lost their capacity to work in the Ark City incident, which sharply aggravated the subject's financial burden and stress. This can be seen as the main cause of this incident. The subject displays drastic depression after the Hersher core removal and is under further inspection in the base. Transcript of the conversation with Zhang Qingshu. The core has been stripped away from you. You'll no longer be under its influence. But I have already... Some victims caused greater harm. Those that were controlled will not be held responsible. I believe I can make up for my mistakes, but what caused them shouldn't have happened in the first place. I found my parents increasingly distressing to deal with, which was wrong. I should be content with their survival instead of detesting the weight they put on me. I felt guilty and ashamed, but I couldn't rectify my way of thinking. I was susceptible to the Hersher because I had a weak heart. Mistakes can be atoned for, but can we really reverse an existing thought? John Doe. Male, 20 years old, reported by Frederica Nikola Tesla. Seal Volere found John Doe's personal belongings at the scene of the mecha rampage and confirmed... Oh, wait. As of now, a significant portion of the intel about the Hersher of Dominance is still in the hands of the World Serpent. If we can obtain more detailed information, we may be able to find out how he was captured by the Hersher of Dominance. So that's just showing the unaltered ones, or like the changes that were made. Tesla, I have nothing to say. Einstein, some supplementary info. Brenda Gill seems to have developed a sudden interest in investigating mysteries after leaving the base. She is currently running around working on the mysterious suicide of Lieutenant John Doe, which is possibly pointless, but at least keeps her busy. Mira Rimmer. Message from Tesla. So this is what you called a similar diversion approach. Einstein, I wouldn't change her habit of believing in something. The only thing I could do was introduce my God to her. Supplementary info. That research institute is owned by Anti-Entropy. It has not been confirmed whether Mira Rimmer has knowledge of this. Oh! Wait, this is different. After the Herschel core was removed, Mira Rimmer's fanatic fervor for the Master of Monsters eased off significantly. Through a number of exchanges with Dr. Einstein, Mira Rimmer began to take a keen interest in physics. After leaving the base, Mira Rimmer created a series of works that was inspired by physics and very different from her previous style. She donated all the proceeds of the auction of said works to a research institute of physical sciences. Greenbird. Works for a consulting firm. He's not fully recovered, is he? I want to go there to hear his pet phrase. Dr. Tesla, please remember that acting on impulse was the reason why you are organizing the files. It's expected that he can resume his normal personal life in 3 months. Alright, Jerry Barbara. Veteran stand-up. After the incident, Jerry Barbara tends to do impersonations of the puppets in his performance, which was well received by the audience. A transcript of an interview with audience after one of Jerry Barbara's shows. Yes, I just wanted to go on stage and punch him in the face. It's annoying, but I just couldn't stop watching. I think that bit where he tries to spin his head and fails every time is funny. Wait, you call this well received by the audience? And why would a stand-up comedy involving impersonations of the puppets be popular? I didn't know the puppets could say funny stuff. Dr. Tesla, it is you who is currently in charge of the archiving, so it is your task to make judgments based on the available information. But in my opinion, the way that the puppets talk is aggressively provoking, which sometimes helps people give vent to their negative emotions and can be a great release in some sense. In addition, please organize the archives yourself, Dr. Tesla. Next time when you change the username, don't forget to modify the iteration record too. Laura Stewart. Greenbird might have played an important role in Laura Stewart's subjection to the Herschel dominance. During the observation, they made several contacts and showed considerable kindness towards each other, because of which Laura Stewart's mental state was completely restored to normal after a period of time. Transcript of the conversation between Greenbird and Laura Stewart. Yeah, we should have talked it out a long time ago. I mean, we didn't really treat you that way out of malice, it's just that we didn't think of others at that time. We'll be fine, and so will our lives. We can still see each other at work, right? And when that day comes, we will start with a clean slate. At least we've learned how much mutual understanding can help. I agree. Thank you, Senpai. I'll try my best, but do you remember you borrowed some money from me? He does his thing again. This should be enough. I don't have all day for this. So when exactly will this Greenbird's financial dispute be resolved? According to the investigation, he used all his gains from the fraud to buy Anti-Entropy Entertainment's dead stock for reasons unknown. Which means the money has become part of the research funding for the new mecha program. In other words, you have spent all the money. Huh? So it's my fault? And why are we talking in comments? Aren't you right near me? Dr. Tesla, it has been proven that if you are not mentioned in the file, you will never open this interface. Oh my god. Grey Jim, after psychological testing, it is still unclear whether the Hersher of Dominance has affected his mind. Deep-seated mental problems. According to further observation, Grey Jim is inclined to conceal his real thoughts, which explains why changes were not detected in prior psychological testing. It has been confirmed that he had faked his suicide. The investigation network found an individual highly similar to Grey Jim in appearance located in another city. Except for a distinctly different occupation, no other disparity has been observed. Only a fixed behavior demands attention. After changing his identity, Grey Jim would sketch passersby for free at the park every Saturday. Looks like he rediscovered his passion. Good for him. Maybe we can try the same guiding method on other victims. Learning how to paint iridescent black would be better for him. Helen Rebecca. So that's it? Lack of communication is all it takes to create a Hersher? That's often the case. Why didn't we say those important things? It would have been easy, but we are now being punished for our silence. For us, this is educational too. Lily Pickle, retired 4 months ago. No, wait. She's an orphanage administrator and has been identified as a victim of the incident. Investigations find a number of influential figures in the business and political circles were raised by her orphanage, accounting for the impediment to investigating following the incident. She retired 4 months ago and has shown signs of cognitive disorder not long after. She believes herself to be an 8-year-old child most of the time. She has returned home after the Hersher core removal. Although her cognitive disorder has not been alleviated, her mood has brightened visibly. Unknown transmission. We shouldn't interfere. We took some actions. She dedicated her life to looking after children. She taught us that even a helpless child could find happiness. Now she's become a child in need of care. The way a person escapes speaks of their deepest desire. I suppose this isn't a bad thing for her. She just felt lonely afterwards. Just lonely. Company was the most important thing she gave us. Now it's our turn to accompany her. Rest assured that we'll take good care of her. She's tired. Let her drift back to her childhood in a lullaby. She is probably not the only old lady to mistake herself for a lass. Didn't you ask me to organize the files? Shut it, will you? How do I disable your edit permission? Royce Hagen. Yep. He's been officially recruited as an anti-entropy employee for the creative advice he provided during his recovery and his relevant expertise. Oh, wow. Huh? Do you really think that having him sort files all day makes him one of us? And how come nobody told me that I got an assistant? At least he had fun with it. Maybe he thought he could learn something from you, Dr. Tesla. We have to admit that some people do have little talent, but they are able to find a path that suits them. Jian Yun. She has now awakened from a prolonged coma and has been taken home by her father. No new abnormalities have been observed in the follow-up investigations. A transcript of the conversation with Jian Zhang. What are you doing here? I remember you said on the phone that she wasn't your daughter. You are such a huge deleted data. I want a deleted data, Hugh. I had no choice but to say that on the phone, and I was a little drunk at the time. My family has been suffering unimaginable coldness. Actually, it's more like hatred from people simply because we survived that accident. I admit, I've wondered more than once that if she had died in that disaster too, so that people would feel the fairness, would our lives have been less hard? It wasn't until that phone call from your colleague that I suddenly realized I could really lose my baby girl and felt the pain which I had never given thought to. That was when I realized the mistakes I had made over the years. I'm not able to provide fairness to others, but I can at least do that for my own daughter. She is just a child, and I should be there for her and help her, not hold a grudge against her like other people. So please, let me in. I want to be there for her this time. I deleted a little something I said in the transcript. It was not very ladylike. Huh. that little girl is much tougher and braver than her father. It is true that Kiana had been a big help, but the little girl had shown the strength of character that was even stronger than most adults during her recovery. To make people think that you were ladylike is a completely pointless attempt, Dr. Tesla. Let's be efficient and give it up. Anyway, since he has shown repentance, we should give him another chance. One may be able to come through this crisis alone, but only by helping each other can we avoid the next crisis. And Zhang Qingzhu. The subject is simply... At the request of Kiana Kozlana, she and the subject had a conversation. Afterward, Zhang Qingzhu's mental health gradually recovered and has been transferred from her... She has been transferred from her original position. Or to her original position? I don't know. Mophead, don't you understand any more of this organizing would drive me crazy? Luckily, Dr. Tesla, you've finished refiling, and we can safely assume that you're unsuited to this task. The files are encrypted, so Dr. Tesla cannot access the following messages. This file compiled by Dr. Tesla will be included in the employee handbook of the Archives Department to serve as a negative example. By comparing it with the original data recently retrieved, new employees will be reminded that personalized compilation should be avoided to maintain objectivity and accuracy. The ex-Archives Department employee Zhang Qingzhu will be in charge of the new employee handbook. This will inevitably reduce her working hours, but judging from her experience in compiling files, we believe this will help her create greater value. Whether in the past or the future, you will suffer setbacks and make mistakes. The process of correcting is the history of humankind. The power to rise from setbacks is the spirit of humankind. We will not be defeated. This is my second reminder. Well said, Mophead. It'd be better if you managed to suck less at encrypting. And don't even think about that handbook. Okay. Parents Kiana had not cooperated. This problem burdensome. Lost the ability to work. Gone missing. Requisite. Unknown authorities. Experiment. Site. Cannot be solved. Main cause. Yeah, that one doesn't... I don't know, man. Mecha owner resisted base, the real trick, the same company, deep-seated problem, psychotherapy, certain subgroup, research topic, arrangements, first applied for field investigation. Yeah, I think that was all just a bunch of nothing, actually. Whoops. Okay, then. I mean, there was interesting lore in there, but, that's been 42 minutes on its own, but, you know what, screw it, let's just finish the chapter. Oh boy. Wait, is this Everlasting Flames? Wait, they're wearing dresses? I thought the dolls were wearing, like, leotards. Come on, Kiana! Let's go! Ooh, that had to hurt. Why is the quality so bad?
私は諦めない。絶対嫌だ。彼女たちはいつだって諦めない。今は私がすべきことをする番だ。みんなの選択は間違ってないってみんなに教えないと。
Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to be clear. I have never once watched Everlasting Flames all the way through.
それなら私の番だ。
I've only seen clips from
文
it.
句ある？
Ah, the line! Go, Kiana!
彼女は私をたくさんの人を変えました。これからも多くの人を変えていくでしょう。その日を見届けたいから。だから私たちは
Let's
ここ
go!
で止まったりしない。
Let's go!
あなたたちの理想は実現しない。だって世界は最初から美しくないんだから。
違う。
Cat, get out from the screen. There you go. Let's go! First girl flame Zion!
美しくないのは当たり前。でも諦めちゃダメだって。世界はそんなにひどくないって教えてくれる人がいた。私は彼女たちを、彼女たちが愛する全てを愛してる。この剣は私たちをつないで真っ暗な空を燃やし尽くし、光をより彼方へ届ける。これが私とみんなの帰り道だから。
What's left?
あんたたちの負けだよ。
負けた。ああ。でも私たちは何に負けたの？正義に、希望に、それとも単に力に負けた？
あんたにはわからないよ。
でも分かりたいよ、キアナ。キアナ、羨ましいよ。どうして あなたは毎回勝てるの？妨害があってもあなたは動揺しない。どんな窮地に陥ろうとも、あなたは自分の力で乗り越える。
私は一人じゃないから。
でも私たちも一人じゃない。私たちは1000人も仲間がいるのに。
あんたたちをつないでいるのは理想でも理解でも互いを信じ合う心でもない。あんたたちはただ同じ目的のために集まって負の感情を吐き出してただけ。そんな相手は仲間とは言わない。
なるほど。でもキアナ、あと一つだけ聞きたい。あなたたちの信念、仲間、守りたいという気持ちで。私たちは失敗したかもしれないけど、これからの敵は私たちよりもずっと矛盾してて強い。その時、あなたはまだそんな儚いものを頼りに戦おうとするの？
私は諦めない。それに儚いものなんかじゃないよ。これは人が人である証。
キアナ、本当のことを言うと少し説得されそうになってたんだよ。羨ましいな。あなたの言った通り、私たちは崩壊の傀儡に過ぎない。私たちをつないだのは嫌な糸だけ。あれ？私は一体どちら側なんだろう。もうすぐ死ぬから変なこと考えちゃってるのかな。でも人の悪意は消えないよ、キアナ。あなたもすぐにわかるはず。いや、ずっとわかってるはずだよ。あなたへの試練はこの先にもまだたくさん残ってる。ああ、来る。金色の糸がもう私に巻きついてる。
What? The puppet hung her head in silence, quietly awaiting her ending. At the last puppet and the theater where the curtain had fallen, Kiana swung her sword. What did that mean? A few weeks later. Faint, still clouds dotted the sky, as if saluting the sight beneath. Breezes brushed past blades of grass, as if whispering prayers to them.
私たちの友人を、永遠の英雄を、今日ここに忍ぶわ。
Teresa gazed solemnly at those who were present from the front. On the marble platform behind her rested a broken greatsword.
彼女の人生や彼女が成した偉業は割愛させてもらうわね。それは誰もが知ってることだから。ただ彼女と共に過ごした時間をみんなと共有したいと思う。私たちが出会ったばかりの頃、彼女はまだバルキリー突撃隊の普通の隊員だった。彼女は未熟で、かつての私たちと同じだった。でもある任務の後、彼女の瞳は変わったわ。当時の彼女にとってたくさんの道が用意されてたはず。私はただもう一つの可能性を彼女に提示しただけ。ええ、彼女に聖フレイヤ学園の招待状を送ったの。けどしばらくして私は後悔したわ。
'Cause she's a bad teacher?
教師のくせに授業には遅れるし、朝帰りはするし、二日酔いで起きてこないこともしばしばあった。
Well, she's not a bad teacher. She's just irresponsible.
彼女から没収したものだけで物置部屋がいっぱいになるほどだったわ。生徒たちは彼女のことが大好きだったけど、私はため息ばかりついてたのを覚えてる。彼女はあまりにも教師らしくなかったから。
Teresa closed her eyes and the memories of those days recurred to her.
でもそんな教師が自分の生徒を救ったの。そんな教師が私たちに仲間の意味、戦うことの意味、理想の意味を教えてくれた。そして美しさの意味もね。彼女は最高の先生だったわ。
Teresa turned to face the marble platform.
姫子、これいいお酒よね。没収した時あなたがとても悲しんでたのを覚えてる。今あなたに返すわ。
Teresa walked aside. The confession of the breezes lowered the tenderer blades of grass. Kiana walked up and gazed at the broken greatsword. It once brushed past her. The crackling was still ringing in her ears. She tightened her grasp on the vessel.
私は迷ったせいで過ちを犯し、恐怖で自分を見失ったことがある。暗闇の中で姫子先生が空に明かりを灯してくれた。静かな夜を歩むための道を照らしてくれた。どう進めばいいのか教えてくれた。姫子先生、先生が残してくれた空は今も綺麗だよ。私たちは先生が切り開いてくれた道を歩いて前へと進むから。
Breezes have stopped praying. Silence settled over. They walked up one by one to place their memories on the marble. They were consumed by times that have gone and seldom spoke for the rest of the morning. The sparse clouds disappeared unknowingly. The sky remained a clear blue until it was engulfed by starlight. Kiana did not dream that night. May looked up into the sky. The stars were unusually bright that night, adorning the sky like frozen tears. Certain that she was alone, she approached the broken greatsword. The marble stood in a bed of flowers that represented memories. May bowed lightly and walked to the platform.
すみません、姫子先生。こんな時に一人で会いに来てごめんなさい。
May stood silently for a moment, as if weighing her words. She had many things to say, but felt that doing so would deprive them of their meaning.
あなたの教えはずっと覚えています。それがあるおかげで、私は自分の選択を強く信じることができました。誰かを守る方法、そして自分の人生を貫く方法をあなたは私に教えてくれました。そして私はその教えを守っていきます。
May took a deep breath. There were things she did not want to say yet.
言葉より行動で示した方がいいですよね。
She placed a bouquet on the marble.
今までありがとうございました。姫子先生、あなたの生徒になれて幸せでした。
She bowed one last time. Her farewell shook the night air and the marble. She then faded into the starry night. Seeing that May has come to him, the man sitting on a stone bench broke the silence. She appeared to have changed greatly since they last met. He knew she would come to him.
支配の律者が倒されたわ。
She said.
ああ、知っているよ。
そのコアは消え、行方もわからない。でも、今日はそのことで来たわけじゃない。
何が聞きたい？
私が律者の力を使って人形と戦った時、私の意識は言い表せない妙な空間に連れて行かれた。そこは律者の力の根源たる場所だと思う。果てしない意識がそこを覆っているように感じた。その意識は私の脳内に何かを直接注ぎ込もうとしたけど、それは私の体内を満たす電磁波によって阻まれたわ。ケビン、私は疑問に感じたの。もしその意識が例の崩壊の神なら、そんなことで自分の使徒に影響を与えられなくなるもの。
The man did not expect her to ask such a question. Since when had she perceived it to such an extent?
前の世代から今日まで全文明の最後の英雄として戦ってきたあなたが何も知らないわけないわよね。
May looked Kevin in the eye.
今の世代の人たちに教えていない秘密はあとどれだけあるの？
The man remained silent. He was pondering.
答えてほしい。今すぐに。
いいだろう。
He made a decision.
今の君にならその資格がある。
資格？
The man raised his hand to point in a direction. A lightless corridor meandered out from a corner of the sacrificial ground. At the end of that darkness lay the beginning of the world.
答えを求める資格さ。
Oh. May did not know how long she had walked. She was still surrounded by darkness. It seemed as if the corridor stretched on and on until it reached another space. She felt something in the boundless darkness.
ケビンケビン、あなたって本当に人に迷惑をかけるのが好きね。
In order to find the truth about Honkai under Kevin's orders, May set out for that place known as the Elysian Realm. Play the relevant chapters in Elysian Realm mode. Alright, so I think next time we may be diving into Elysian Realm. I still haven't finished the story for any of the other open worlds, really. Cause like... Alright, so I still have side missions to do in Sakura Samsara. Or no, Elysian Realm isn't an open world. Alright, never mind. But like, I do still have new stuff to do there too. But, where's Elysian Realm? Oh, it's here. Alright. Good to know. So... next time, we're gonna be diving into Elysian Realm. So I will see you all next time.
Some deserts this planet